Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mordecai the Hunter, and today I wanted to take a minute to show you my main match pistols. Or I guess just one of them, since they're both the same and I need both hands to show it to you while I talk about stuff. Anyway, what you see before you is a Ruger new model Blackhawk, chambered in .357. The barrel is 4 5/8 inches long, and it has adjustable sights. Adjustable sights on revolvers are legal in the open age category and apparently be Western, I learned today, but all other categories require fixed sights like you would see on a single action clone or a Ruger Vaquero. I guess if you look at them side by side, the sights do seem to sit a little higher on the frame, but I really don't see an advantage of having adjustable sights, so I'm not sure why they make a deal out of it in the rules. Anyway, I prefer to shoot two-handed, so these are fine for me. The grips I have on here are just cheap plastic grips. Some folks like them nice and beefy, but I really like them thin. They have plenty of checkering on them so they stick to my hands in the summer, and it won't break my heart if they get damaged. Grips are another one of those things that you really need to try a bunch of different ones to find out what you like. I may try some other grips at some point, but it's pretty low in the list of upgrades at the moment. One common upgrade I haven't done yet is getting brass front sights installed. It's the same idea as having a bright orange front post on your semi-auto, but for Cowboys, you have to stick to period stuff, so shiny brass is about as good as it gets. I know you can get slip-ons too, I just haven't gotten around to it. Plus, then I wouldn't have any excuse for all the pistol misses. Anyway, Blackhawks are pretty easy to find, and they are mechanically the same as Vaqueros, so you can do all the fun upgrades. So let's get into that. The most obvious upgrade from the outside is the Super Blackhawk hammer. The hammer is slightly lowered, widened, and has a big area with lots of texture to catch your thumb as you pull the hammer back. If this was a Vaquero, these hammers make it possible for me to shoot one-handed without having to disturb my grip on the handle. But I also like it for two-handed shooting because I can see the sights over my thumb. The next modification, which is probably the most common for Cowboy Rugers, is to have the transfer bar removed. If you're unsure what that is, there are other videos that explain how it works, so I'm not going to get into it here. Anyway, once the transfer bar is removed, the hammer is welded up and a half-cock notch is cut so that you can load rounds into the cylinder. Transfer bars do wear out and break eventually, so this process removes that possibility, and it also helps with slicking up the action of the gun. Okay, so if you've been paying attention, you might have noticed that the hammer doesn't seem to travel back as far as it normally would, and there's a reason for that. The grand finale of modification for Cowboy Ruger pistols is the short stroke. Now, I sent this out to a smith to have this work done, so I can't positively tell you how this voodoo is accomplished, but it does make a noticeable difference in how far the hammer travels. Right now, I have the hammer pulled back as far as it will go when the gun is loaded. Each smith does their short strokes a little differently, but on this one, I can actually open the cylinder gate and show you what the original stroke looks like. See what I mean? So the idea is the same as short strokes on a lever action rifle. It should be faster since there's less movement, right? But just like lever action rifles, you're trying to do more work with less movement, and because the hammer doesn't have as far to travel, you may need to run a heavier hammer spring. So both of these things combined means it takes more pressure to pull the hammer back. I tell you this because the work isn't cheap, and obviously there's a trade-off. Not to mention that there are world champions that don't run short strokes in their guns, so my advice, once again, is to try before you buy. I've considered leaving my next pair of pistols in their natural form, so maybe I'll do another video comparing them at some point. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else exciting at this point to point out on the pistols here, so I guess I'm done. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or want to hear about something I didn't bring up. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the range.